But oh, you beauty! What a head, son!
Welcome back to Onto the Ball. Wigan 0, Manchester United 2. Scott's happy. I'm still over the moon with yesterday's victory at the Emirates from our beloved Liverpool. And now Travis is happy too, safely into the fourth round of the FA Cup, barring an absolute catastrophe with 85 minutes on the clock. You happy, Trav?
Always happy when United win a game, mate. Always happy. So, yeah, through to the next round. Easy as that.
I'm surprised at how strong Ten Hag went. Is that a bit embarrassing, or has he been backed into a corner where he cannot risk going out to Wigan Athletic in the FA Cup third round?
Well, what other teams are going to play? What we saving players for? We're not. We're out of it.
Well, the Premier League, wasn't it? He said they're going for the FA Cup in the Premier League.
What? He meant what? Trying to win the Premier League?
Well, I don't know. Was it not you that, or was it in my Liverpool group chat?
Probably a Liverpool group chat. I don't know what he's on about. I don't listen to his press conferences anymore, mate. So that could be in anything. If he means we're trying to win the league, then I don't know.
Bless little Eric.
Bless him, mate. Bless Eric's
cop. I
don't know. No, I don't know. Is it 3?
No, they cleared it.
I'm still.
What have you thought of the performance then, mate? Obviously, Wigan are not up to much. I've watched the whole game for journalistic purposes of coming on here with you, but yeah, they've not been up to much, really.
Nah.
Apart from that chance in the first minute, if only that had snuck under Onana, could have been a different game.
Yeah, like I said to you just off camera, just before we joined the stream, it looks like everyone's trying to score. Like they know Wigan aren't the best, and it's like a stat padding session. Like I want to bag. The decisions have been not great. I mean, we've created a lot of chances. I think obviously down to the quality of the opposition, the 18th in League One, man. So it's like not going to be difficult to create chances against these. No disrespect to Wigan, but yeah,
it doesn't get any easier, Trav. After this, it's away to Newport or Eastleigh, is it?
Eastleigh, you know. If we go out to one of them, just wrap the club up, mate. Like literally, just wrap up the club, man. But
imagine Ten Hag wins you the FA Cup and all is forgiven. Yeah.
No, definitely not. Not for me. But yeah, look, it is what it is. It's Wigan. You can't read anything into it. Do you know what I mean? Our full reserve team should really be beating these. It's not. But you can only beat what's in front of you. Job done. That's it. So yeah, through to the next round. Ten Hag, like you said, he couldn't afford to lose today, or else he would have been under huge pressure. But I don't think there's any doubt that he's going to win today.
No, I agree. Josh is in the comments. Big up, lads. Big up yourself too, Josh.
Yes, Josh.
Sorry again about last night, mate. I was just on your stream saying apologies, but Liverpool had to do what Liverpool had to do. Apologies to any Arsenal fans that tune in, but when the Reds come to town, you know, we bring the big guns. We put on a show. It's absolutely box office. And then we've gone from box office champagne football to this flat panda cola match tonight, Trav. Is that fair?
Flat panda cola, you know. Yeah, it's been, I mean, like you said, we've created a lot of chances, but it does go down to the opposition. It's Wigan at the end of the day. We've put our strongest available team out. You can only beat what's in front of you. Looks like a clean sheet and a victory and through to the next round.
What's the deal with Onana not going to AFCON early? Is that a disrespect to his country and his teammates? Is he scared of losing his place in the Man United team to Bayende or whatever his name is?
I think it's more, it's more about like Ten Hag not really trusting the backup keepers. I mean, if you need him for a particular game, that's quite alarming that you bought a keeper and you don't trust him to play when Onana is called upon for international duty. So I don't know what their relationship's like between him and this goalkeeper. It's the first, it's the only big game before the winter break. So he probably thinks, yeah, you can go after that. I don't know if Onana misses any games for Cameroon. I've not seen their schedule. But yeah, it sort of makes sense if Onana hasn't got any matches in between that period of time. But I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest with you. I think it's a big kick in the teeth to Bayern that he's not able to get a game. But I'm sure he'll get some games when Onana does eventually go.
I'm not sure if this has ever happened before. Are you?
I've never seen it, no.
Because obviously I'm like, I want Salah to stay for another game or two, and I'm sure Spurs fans will want Son to stay for another game or two.
Of course.
Hwang of Wolves, but I'm not really sure what the rules are. I'm not sure if what Onana's intention was. I mean, was he really fearful that Wigan were going to dump his club out of the FA Cup? And the next round is still the 27th. So is he going to fly back and play in the next round as well?
Nah, I don't think it's that. I think it's more the Spurs game next week that he's earmarked Onana for. I think tonight's game, he could have played Bayern tonight or the substitute goalkeeper. I don't see normally, even if you put a full strength team out, you change the goalkeeper, don't you? You see that at City they play Ortega in a lot of their cup games. So yeah, but we're in a position we haven't got that luxury. We're not like City where we can really afford to rest. So he probably went full strength in all positions, making sure that he got through tonight. Because like you said, a loss would have been hugely embarrassing. It probably could have really got in the sack tonight. So he had to go through.
Fair enough. Josh Phil, cheers for joining, Josh. I'm not sure if I've seen you before on the channel.
Hi, Josh.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. He says, hi, guys. My opinion on the penalty is it was one of those decisions that VAR wouldn't have overturned once the ref gives it, but it wasn't a penalty. What do you reckon, Trav?
Oh,
it's another one of them contentious ones, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
you slow it down, there's a bit of contact, but this season more than any, a little bit of contact doesn't automatically mean a penalty anymore, does it?
Nah. And this is the thing as well. Football is a contact sport in that sense. Like, it's not absolutely zero contact. So if there is contact, it has to be enough to cause a fall or to cause someone to go over or break their stride or whatever. I think with that one, I've seen them go either way. I've seen people get penalties for them, and I've seen people say that there's not quite enough contact or he went down a little bit theatrically. So I've not got any complaints with the penalty being given. But if it didn't get given as well, I could have literally understood why it didn't get given as well. So yeah, I'm 50-50. I'm sitting on the fence with that one, Josh. I think it could have went either way, to be fair.
It's not going to alter the outcome of the game anyway, is it, Travis? Let's be real. Wigan have not really offered anything apart from that first minute when he nearly squeezed the ball under Onana. One of Onana's love handles saved it, I think, Trav.
Yeah, it was a good save, good spread, a good early chance. It's probably the only move Wigan have actually put together in the whole game. They've not really caused Man United any trouble at all. As you would expect, though, this is what you would expect Man U to go to a team like this and dominate the game. So, yeah, this isn't a surprise to me, even though we're on very poor form and the league form hasn't been great at all. We shouldn't be losing to a League One side, and we've gone there, and it's just a professional job, really, job done into the next round, and hopefully we can progress against either Eastleigh or Newport.
Did you say that with a straight face? There's going to be a test. There's going to be a test to wait.
I'm not joking. We've seen stranger things happen in the FA Cup, mate. That's why they say it's called the magic of the FA Cup, mate. You just
Mickey
never
Thomas
know.
And Wrexham dumping Arsenal out.
Exactly.
What year was that? 1990, I think it was.
89 or 90.
Josh said, yeah, I subscribed the other day after I saw your short about Newcastle-Liverpool game. I think I remember you, mate. Was it about Trent Arnold? Was I calling him world class? Appreciate the sub, mate. Another game without a goal for Hoyland, Travis.
He's had a lot of chances tonight as well.
Yeah, I was just about to say the amount of stick Nunes gets for missing chances. Why does he not get as much stick? Does everyone just hate Liverpool? Which I can understand.
Apart from tonight's game, he gets nowhere near as much service. If you look at, I think tonight he's missed some good chances, but generally doesn't get that quality of chance in games. Like, if you watch us, he's feeding off scraps a lot of the time. He doesn't get the chances that Nunes gets. Whether he'd put them away or not is still a different story. I don't know. We don't really know how clinical Hoyland is because he doesn't get nowhere near the amount of chances that Nunes does at Liverpool. But I've seen compilations of Nunes misses, mate, like some real bad misses, to be fair. A yard out, hitting the bar, heading it wide. I've seen some bad misses from Nunes.
There's probably an hours-long compilation, Trav, just from the last 5 games.
I wouldn't go that far.
Honestly, brother, it's been ridiculous, right? That's full time. Man United.
I've seen one that's lasted about 2 minutes though with Nunes, to be fair. I've seen a 2-minute like embarrassing miscompilation from Darwin Nunes where he's like missing
really bad.
The Luton one.
Just really bad.
Yeah, he's had some bad misses, mate.
But it's the $1 million question, Trav. Would you rather he's getting loads of chances and not taking them all, or not getting that many chances, which is pretty much Nunes versus Højlund?
Oh, the chances all day. The chances all day. Like I'd rather him
start putting some away soon, wouldn't he?
Yeah. 100%. That will definitely sort itself out. If you're not getting the chances, that is alarming. And United have been in a position where we're not creating clear-cut chances for our players at all. So yeah, we've had a big problem with that. Today was down to the opposition. And the lack of quality. That's why we created so many chances. But again, Spurs coming up next week. That's going to be the big test against Tottenham Hotspur. We've already lost to them away from home. So it's at Old Trafford under the lights. We've got to turn up and it's a big, big game for us. So I think it's coming towards the middle of January. Ten Hag said there'll be players coming back to fitness. Obviously, Mason Mount, Casemiro is going to be coming back. I think Martinez is in training and stuff. So these boys, Ten Hag's the one that laid down the gauntlet and said, we're going to do better now because we've gone out of all these competitions. It's more time on the training pitch, just 1 game a week. He's promised us better performances. So let's see if the proof's in the pudding.
What's going on with Varane? It's all gone quiet now that January's hit. Are they kissed and made up, him and Ten Hag? Is he staying? I've seen something about they want Varane's 300k a week off the wage bill. What's the real story from what you've heard?
Well, reading between the lines, there's nothing official. Like Ineos have complained about the wage structure and the way we've sort of done contracts and deals in the past, and they're sort of trying to rectify those wrongs slowly. Obviously, Varane's one, Casemiro's another one. 350 a week. They're saying that those players could be surplus to requirements, especially in the summer. I don't think they'll do any business now because we've not got any fit centre halves at the moment. I know Lindelof signed a 1-year extension. Maguire's injured. Martinez isn't quite back. If we was to sell Varane now, you're hanging your hat on Johnny Evans on his own. Do you know what I mean? That's just nowhere near going to be enough to just see the season out. So I think they will stay into the summer, but they've already said they've got an extension that they could trigger in Varane's contract, and they've already said they're not triggering it. So
is that a contract in the summer?
Yeah, so we can speak to clubs now. Yeah, so he'll be lining something up.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he'll be lining something up. So
he's barely 30, is he?
I think he's 31. 30. I think he's just hit 30. So yeah, he's been linked to Bayern Munich. Yeah, it just depends like who wants to pay the salary, and if he wants the same salary, is he willing to take a pay cut? I think Bayern Munich would be interested in him if they didn't have to pay him 350 a week, certainly. Well, a lot of clubs would be. Do you know what I mean? It's Rafa Varane at the end of the day. He's still top quality. He's on a lot of money, and I know he has his fitness issues, but when he is fit, I'm not saying it's a myth, but I think the injuries are a little bit overstated. I think this season he's only had about 2 injuries, and they haven't been very long term. He's been available. He's been on the bench a lot. He's been in and out the side just through tactical decisions and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't think he's been injured that much this year, and he's still a top draw player. Whenever he plays, he uses class. But yeah, I think he will be surplus to requirements with the new structure and Ineos looking to make big changes.
What a statement that would be, releasing Varane on a free. Obviously, Pogba left on a free. David De Gea left on a free. All these high earners. Do you think this is the start of change at Man United? Weeding out these humongous contracts, getting a foothold in the dressing room, signing players around 100k a week at 22, 23, and this is the start of the overhaul.
It's whether they do it with the right players, though. If they get rid of Varane, get rid of Casemiro, then it leaves you with Evans, Lindelof on a 1 year. Maguire's still there, and then you go and sign a centre half. It's still going to be a couple of years of pain. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got a new centre half and then one of those as his partner. It's not an ideal partnership. I know you've got Martinez there, but it could be the start. But I still think it's going to take quite a bit of time to get the squad to where it needs to go. Like, the midfield for me is a mess. We've got Casemiro, who may be leaving. Mino looks a star. Mount, you don't know. Amrabat, you don't know. Do you know what I mean? Amrabat, you don't know. McTominay, you don't know. Van der Beek's left. Do you know what I mean? What is left in the midfield, really? We need at least one central midfielder, top draw, to partner Kobe Mino, who looks like he's going to be the future for us. And then obviously Bruno Fernandes as well. But he's the outlay on Mason Mount, 60 mil. Like, where does he get into this team? I don't understand the signing. I just don't get it. So is he going to play alongside Kobe Mino as the 8? Is he going to play as the 10 with Bruno shifted out on the right? And then, like, you've got Anthony as well. Sancho's going on loan. Greenwood's not rectified. We haven't got a second striker. Like, there's so many problems, like unanswered questions with the squad and the shape that it's going in. To me, it's going to take at least 2 seasons, really, before it's looking in shape for me.
Forgot all about Jadon Sancho. There's another 350k a week.
He's going
you don't even get him off the wage bill, will you? You're going to be paying half or 2/3 of his wages, I read.
Yeah, exactly. Martial, another one who's not left. Do you know what I mean? We're not triggering his contract. He's not getting an extension, but he's not left yet. So, because we're sniffing around getting a loan in, but we can't get a loan in unless he leaves. So, but clubs have got to come in for him, and no one's coming in for him yet. So, yeah, there's a lot of unanswered questions. Reguilon's left. We broke that clause. He's actually gone back to Spurs now. They could probably do with him because they've got a lot of injuries. I think you're muted. Speak.
Hello?
I can hear you now. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I didn't know Reguilon left.
Yeah, he's gone back to Spurs.
I didn't know Donny Van de Beek was signed and sealed and he'd gone. Is he on loan?
He's on loan to Eintracht Frankfurt with I think there's a view to it going permanent as well. So, yeah, a lot of unanswered questions. The squad's all over the place. This is why, I mean, I had a couple of debates with my boys in a group chat, and they were saying that we need these loans and all that. And Choupo-Moting we got linked with on loan from Stoke. From Bayern Munich. Who was
Bayern Munich. He's about 35 as well, isn't he? Just bring Odion Igalo back again, bro.
I'm sick of these dead old men coming in. I'm just like, we don't need... Like, the difference between Choupo-Moting coming in or not is going to be what? It's not going to be top 4. Like, if we don't get Choupo-Moting, we can't get top 4. There's no point doing the deal. It's just going to be like Weghorst, where he comes in, scores 1 goal, and that was in the Europa League, and then just goes back to Burnley. It's just a pointless loan. There's no point in doing it. We don't need the loan. If Højlund's out, just put Rashford up top as a sticking plaster and get to the summer and spend some proper cash on a centre forward. It's simple as that.
Have you got the cash? And on the back of that, is it officially ruled out that FFP's preventing you from spending anything? Is it loans only in January? What have you heard?
Yeah, like, because the structure's not official, there's going to be no like permanent deals until the summer. They said they're not going to sanction any permanent deals in January. They won't do it. But again, what do we need permanent deals for? To win the FA Cup? Do you know what I mean? Just wait now. Be patient. This is an opportunity for the structure and to see how Ten Hag performs and to see how these players perform and say who's going to be with us next season. This is like a sort of an audition, really, to see who's going to cut the mustard, really. So I think for the players, this is the most important 6 months of Ten Hag's tenure. Like, are you going to still be here in the summer or not? But more like, are you part of this football club going forward? This is quite an important time. So I think the players really need to start performing, or else they could find themselves out the door if Ineos have got other ideas.
Travis, you're talking like Ten Hag's a permanent fixture. Have you had a shift of mindset here?
Why?
You're talking about this is an important 6 months for the players to impress Ten Hag. like Ten Hag
No,
staying.
for the players to impress the structure. I think Ten Hag's got to get the players.
He could even be gone himself, couldn't he?
Yeah, easily. Yeah, I don't think the club's going to keep Ten Hag at all. But he can at least give himself the best possible opportunity by performing over these next 6 months, or he could go out with a whimper, which this season has been. But I'm not saying he's going to turn it round, but he's got to give himself the best possible chance and get some good performances under his belt. Can't keep having the big wigs coming to Old Trafford and being bored out the face and nothing's really happening. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to last a minute there.
Josh says, if you can afford Guirassy, would you take him at United? I personally think it'd be a great signing, especially as he's only 15 million.
Yeah, he'd be good. He would be good at that money.
Where's he from?
Guirassy, where's he from again? I think he's
so
from...
that is what Man United need to do. I've said it. I posted that like 5 minutes clip of what Man United need to do, and you can feel it. Like you say, Pogba's gone. Casemiro might be on his way out. Varane might be on his way out. Martial might be on his way out. Jadon Sancho is probably on his way out. David De Gea has already gone. Yes,
I don't even think. Stuttgart. I don't even think we've got the 15 million to do the deal, Josh. I think he would be a good signing. Seriously, I think he would be. Like, from what I've heard about him, I've not watched him a great deal, but from what I've heard and his reputation, I think he would be a good fit for United. He's at the right age, but again, I just don't think we've got the money to do it. Like, I just don't think we are. I think we're concentrating on outgoings at the moment and clearing the decks, really, getting players out the door. The strange one for me is like, well, not strange. I can see why they've done it, but like the Lindelof extension, the Wan-Bissaka extension, the Hannibal is another one who's going on loan, but he's had a contract extension as well. So I don't know, like, are they planning on keeping players like Lindelof long term, or is it just keep them profitable so they can make a sale out of these players so they don't leave for free? I'm not sure what's going on. Like, I need to see some clarity happening over the next 6 months just to feel a little bit more confident with the direction that the club's going in at the moment, because I'm unsure with the business. I don't know until Ineos really come in and start appointing footballing people, because it sounds like we want a recruitment specialist and a director of football. So we've been like hot on the tails of Dan Ashworth from Newcastle. He's going to be very difficult to prize away, but I think he's the one that they want. He was ex-Brighton and he's got a very good track record. And then they want somebody underneath that, like a Paul Mitchell. So until those people come in, I'll have a bit more clarity on what's happening with the recruitment. But I literally can't say what's happening at the moment. There's people getting contract extensions, people not getting renewals, people can go for free. It just seems like at the moment they're recouping all the mistakes from the past, trying to make as much cash back as they can, and then just starting from afresh. That's what it seems like to me.
I've never known a club to do this contract where Man United can trigger the year extension. They do all the business like that. I don't understand how it benefits them. Do you?
Well, like 4+1, or instead
it's
of
always Man United are always 4+1 or 5+1, and it's always Man United. You think about it. Remember them activating Pogba's extra year just for him to sit on the bench but they were trying to protect their investment. So they trigger it. So they still own him for another year. Then they're desperately trying to offload him. No one would take him. So they're stuck paying an injured player or a player whose heart's not in it for another 12 months. And you're talking about that cash burn again. And honestly, I can't remember Liverpool ever reading in the last 30 years, Liverpool have triggered the extra year on such and such's contract.
Well, it would be good. It would be useful, wouldn't it? If after let's say they had a 4+1 and after the 4 years they were terrible and they just wanted to sell them in the third
year. But that's
why do we always renew it when they're dead? That's what
I'm saying. Yeah, and you're going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place. The next one that's going to come up is going to be Harry Maguire. You either let him go for free and admit an £80 million loss, or you activate it and have a substandard centre back still on the payroll. It's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
All the mess that's gone on at the club, he's sort of like not got away with it, because I don't like to say that, but he's sort of, it has gone very under the radar now. It's been sort of swept under the carpet. I think that little, I wouldn't even say purple patch, but there was like a 5-game little spell where he did half decent against some teams. We still got slapped by City, but kept
Player of the month in November.
Yeah, player of the month and that, and that's earned him the big deal again, isn't it? Like he's back in the reckoning, mate. But yeah, like
no, but I mean, Pogba's a good example of it. Why on earth would Pogba, right, a massive asset like that, who £89 million, world renowned, great reputation, fantastic for France, why on earth would he ever have an optional year extra? That's like a defeatist clause in it already, isn't it? If you're crap, we'll let you go for free after 4 years. Like if you've got all the confidence in him, it's a straight 5 years.
Yeah,
surely.
Normally it involves like a pay increase as well. So the incentive is there for the player. Like if you performed after those 4 years, we'll extend your deal and you probably get an extra 25 grand a week. Do you know what I mean? And that's, so it's like and the age is involved. Yeah, it's dead. It's dead. Like, but the thing is, the club United keep extending people's contracts when they've not been performing well. They're not even earning the extension. That's what I'm saying. We're just extending anyone's contract now. Like you said, it might be to protect the asset. I'm not 100% sure, but there's a few players that are past their sell-by date for sure. And then on top of that, some of the recruitment's just been terrible. Like what I'm hearing is we're not keeping Amrabat. We're not making that a permanent deal, which I'm quite surprised about, because when, not through performances, but when we initially did the deal in the summer, I thought it was going to be an obligation to buy. So we had to buy him. And I was sort of a little bit skeptical at the time, thinking, what if he's dead though? And what if he doesn't fit in the league? Don't get me wrong, he was brilliant in Serie A, where you get loads of time and you can just spray it about. Like, this ain't Serie A, it's a totally different league, and I think he struggled a little bit. Might be down to fitness and stuff, I don't know, I might be jumping the gun, but from what I've seen, I've not been overly impressed by him in this league. So yeah, if we can get away with not signing him on a permanent deal for 30 million, I'll personally be delighted, because we can just put that 30 million on a top midfielder. I think we need to buy more Premier League players as well. I think we need to look in-house a lot more with our business. I said it to you boys a couple of years ago, didn't I, about Bissouma, and he didn't really hit the ground running in his first season, but I wanted him badly at United. And under Conte, he didn't really perform, but under Ange, he looks unreal. And that's the sort of midfielder we need, that real box-to-box. He can deep line, he can playmate from deep line as well. He's got a little bit of everything. I know he's had a couple of red cards, but if you can curb that sort of discipline, I think that's the type of player we need. We've been linked with Onana from Everton as well. So I think a big boy centre mid is like a priority for us in the summer, definite.
FA Cup, 4th round draw. I mean, there's some big ties in there.
Yeah.
Once you get past the 4th round, the 5th round, the next minute you're in the quarterfinals. We've always said it before, the draw can win you the cup. Some of the big draws, is it Chelsea, Aston Villa, Spurs versus Man City? Who have Arsenal got? No one, because we kicked them out. So yeah, I mean, we've got a real cushy tie at home to Norwich or Bristol Rovers. I mean, any team at home that ain't Man City or maybe Arsenal, and I'm feeling confident we're getting through to the 5th round. And Man United away to Newport, Eastleigh. Couldn't have gone much better, could it?
No, it's a good draw. Like you said, you don't know what the state of the pitch is going to be like. That could be the only leveler. Especially like you said, Eastleigh, if it's not a great state of the pitch, that could level it up a little bit, but we still should have too much quality for both of those teams. If we don't go through it, it'd be really embarrassing for us. So yeah, we should be through in that game, and hopefully, like you said, avoid the big boys until maybe the semis, final, if we can get that far. But I think it's something that Ten Hag's definitely got to prioritize now. I think he'll know deep down it's the only trophy we are genuinely fighting for. I think he's just got to go strong in every round. There's no excuse to be resting players and stuff for the league. The league's over. So yeah, he's got to go strong and he's got to go for it. That's it. All eggs in that FA Cup basket.
I mean, not to take away any prestige away from the FA Cup, but in the league, do you think Ten Hag's still eyeing top 4?
I think he will be eyeing.
I mean, publicly he'll say he is, but privately, do you think it's over? And for you as a fan,
I think it's over. I think it's over. without a doubt, but he won't think it's over. I think it's
really
over. Yeah, he won't think it's over. Of course not, because the thing is, I think we're only like 5 points off fourth, maybe, or fifth. I don't know. I can't remember the league table, but we just won't accumulate enough points. We'll win one, lose one, win one, lose one, all the way to the end of the season. That doesn't make ground up on everyone. Do you know what I mean? And if you think about it, I know Arsenal's form's been pretty poor of late. They're still in fourth. Do you know what I mean? And you've got Villa, who you would expect to tail off a little bit. Spurs, again, they're going to pick up more points than us. You've got teams below us as well, like Newcastle, who are struggling, Brighton as well. We're all of a similar level in and around that area. Us, Brighton, West Ham, just aren't going to pick up enough points to gate crash the top four. And I think the top four will probably, well, I think maybe Spurs and Villa might swap places if like Son comes back and hits form after the Asia Cup. I can see them probably nicking the top four place, but the rest of the teams, for me, I know Arsenal are struggling at the moment, but I think they'll come back into form at some stage and get enough points. And City and Liverpool are nailed on for the top four. So yeah, I think it's going to be too much for United.
It's all to be played and enjoyed. Travis, we're going to be back weekend, surely. Is it Man United, Spurs, 4:30 Sunday?
I think so, yeah.
That's going to be a big one, that is. I don't know if Spurs have got Mickey van der Ven back yet to partner Romero. He's a big miss for them, isn't he? And obviously Son, no chance Son was staying back like Onana to help out his teammates for one last game, was there?
No, and we need to win that game. And we need a big performance. Like both need
to. OT, isn't it?
Yeah. We can't afford to perform bad in that game. If we get beaten at home and beaten comfortably, it's going to be riots again, man.
Will Ten Hag's job be at risk then?
You would think so, but I don't think they're going to make any decision to the end of the season, bro. I just can't see it. I just
so it is kind of privately, although kind of publicly, they'll be writing the season off then.
Yeah. Like he's that all the noises Ten Hag's making is like he's staying beyond this season as well. He keeps saying, I can't wait to work with Ineos and everything. Like he's buzzing with the new structure. They've got great ideas and all this. But the one thing I'm sort of holding on to is there's been a lot of reports that Ten Hag still wants veto over recruitment and transfer decisions, and the new structure want him to give that up and just concentrate solely on coaching the team. And apparently he's reluctant to do that. So I think that might be the tipping point for the club to say, right, well, he's not on board with the new structure. Let's put him on the chopping block. So I think
it's your P45.
Yeah, there's your P45, mate. That's it.
Right.
Man. So yeah.
Nice one. Cheers for your time tonight, mate. FA Cup fourth round. Here we come. Liverpool and Man United. So how do you like them apples? We're going to be back at the weekend for Spurs versus Man United. Sorry, Man United versus Spurs, should I say. Liverpool have got a little break now. No, in fact, we might be back Wednesday night. League Cup semi-final.
Oh,
Liverpool, Fulham. If I got some time, I'm going to come on and probably do a stream about that. Cheers, Josh.
Cheers, Josh.
To you, mate.
Yeah,
Legend.
nice one, Josh. Thank you, mate.
Really appreciate you tuning in as always. But yeah, we'll see you on the next one, no doubt. Cheers, Trav.
Doubles back on, lads.
Header. Oh, you beauty! What a header!